Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Derek. This is September 12th, 2017. I'm outside the White House, and I'm talking with
Sato.
Nice to meet you, brother. Where are you from, man?
I'm from Japan.
Japan?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, is you visiting for the first time?
Actually, this is my first time. We are actually evacuating from Florida.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
You live in Florida?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So how's that situation going? Your family okay? Everybody cool?
Yeah, everybody's in Japan, so you know,
Okay.
I just worry about my friend, and they said it's not that bad.
So you just decided to come up to DC?
Yeah. Like sightseeing and with the dog and stuff.
Is it the first time seeing the White House?
Yeah, it is.
Cool, man. Okay, so I'm curious though, as you know, how long have you been in the United States? Your whole life, or what's?
Like 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
Have you paid much attention to the politics of the United States?
Yeah, recently.
Like Donald Trump and all this kind of stuff. So what are your thoughts on, the news and a lot of social media seems to report that right now there's a lot of racial division going on in the United States. Does that make sense to you, or to you, do you interact with all kinds of people? Does that reflect your reality?
Yeah, to me it's since the Civil War, that kind of stuff. I'm taking some history classes in the college, and I feel like you can't ignore that kind of stuff, racist stuff, and it is actually going on right now.
Have you ever experienced any racism yourself?
Not really. As a Asian, not really.
Yeah, okay. But it's definitely something that you think is, the history is still alive.
I think so, because when I visit California, the way people treat each other is much different than here or Florida.
What do you think about? Is it California's more friendly, or?
Yeah, more friendly, open-minded, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So were you here yesterday for 9/11?
No, we just got here last night.
Okay. Did you do anything? What is your experience as a Japanese American with 9/11? Were you here in the You weren't here in the United States when it happened.
I wasn't there. I still remember I woke up and I saw the news, and I saw that was a movie or something. Yeah. And my mom was looking at me and, "Son, this is serious stuff. This is what is going on in the world right now."
How old were you when the Twin Towers came down?
I was 11, so...
It was 16 years ago.
Yeah, I was, 7 or 8 years old.
Okay, 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah.
Do you remember watching the...
Yeah, falling down, yeah.
Did you watch it on TV?
Yeah, it was live.
Have you seen it since then? Or is that the one and only time you ever seen it?
That was no, I've seen a couple of times
videos of the...
Yeah, of course.
Did you know? So there was 3 attacks that day, right? They say there was the Twin Towers, and then the Pentagon, and then the other plane crashed in the field. So did you know that in New York, in addition to the Twin Towers, that there was another tower that fell down?
No way.
Yeah, there was World Trade Center 1 and 2, the planes that were hit, the towers that were hit by the plane, and then 7 hours later at 5:20 p.m. on 9/11, another tower, 47-story tall tower called World Trade Center 7. Yeah. It also collapsed, and nobody died in that one, but it also collapsed. And officially, the government says that what happened is the planes hit the first 2 towers, and that debris spilled over, and it started fires on some of the field, and then it caused the building to collapse.
Okay.
Your thoughts on that? I mean, have you ever heard of that, Building 7?
Never heard of it, honestly, to be honest with you. But sounds like there's something stinky.
Does that just sound weird to you?
Yeah, it is weird.
Well, so the thing about it is that's actually the only building in history, steel frame building, to collapse due to fire. So and it fell at nearly free fall speed, and at like I said, 7 hours later. So actually, just this past week, this Wednesday, one of the reasons I came out here is because an engineering professor at the University of Alaska, Fairbanks, he just released a 2-year engineering study showing that they did modeling and they looked at everything, the official government report, which is by this organization called NIST, and they said office fires caused the steel columns to heat, and then eventually it just collapsed and everything fell underneath. But it collapsed at 6.5, 7 seconds, nearly free fall, and what some people would say looks like a controlled demolition, what you see the buildings come down.
I've heard that there's some...
So you've heard?
Some construction happened a week ago or something.
Yeah, so this is the thing, is this study showed that, and they spent 2 years looking into it, said that the building could not have collapsed due to fire. They didn't say what, they just said there's no way that the office fires, because they were only on a few of the floors. It wasn't like the whole building was on fire. It was just a few floors. But the official story says is that it caused the columns, the steel columns, to bend, and then eventually the whole weight fell under, which just doesn't really make sense in the terms of physics. I mean, it just doesn't seem to make sense. But so now this new study's out, and they're going to be submitting it to peer-reviewed journals. What are your thoughts on that? If it was if it didn't come down due to fire, and if it was something else, what does that make you feel or think about 9/11?
It is like, to me, like, I don't want to be like that guy, but like, it was a kind of good excuse for states to make a war, like in Iraq.
To go to war.
And they always like make money, out of war, and that's the thing. That's not like that's a fact,
And you said you're studying history, so then you understand that throughout history, states have always gone to war. I mean, like if you
even the World War I, II, like I don't want to talk about World War II as a Japanese because we did some bad thing and like that's fucked up. So
yeah, I mean, I guess that's the state of war, right? Bad things happen, but you're right that states they benefit, they make money off of war. So I just wanted to kind of spread that information. Look up Building 7. Just look at, you can see the collapse of it. Yeah, just Google Building 7 and you'll see a website that shows you the video. And it definitely, like you said, it looks fishy.
Yeah,
so
I think this is the best time,
this is the time to question.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, man. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.